Okay, what if I told you that everything you're experiencing right now, your feelings, your choices, your entire sense of reality, isn't actually a reaction to the world? What if it's all just a projection from your own mind? It sounds a little crazy, but it's a simple and honestly an almost unbelievable truth. You are living inside a prediction your brain made about what was going to happen next. And this idea helps explain a question that, a lot of us have felt, even if we haven't quite put it into words. Why is it that for so many people, once you hit your mid-20s, it feels like the big shifts, the radical changes in your life, they just kind of stop? You settle in. Is that because you've run out of potential? Or is there something else, something neurological, going on under the hood? Well, the answer to that question isn't in some self-help book or a motivational quote on Instagram. It's actually hidden in the wiring of your brain. To be specific, it's all based on three fundamental, undeniable facts about how your brain operates. And once you get these three things, everything else starts to make a whole lot of sense. So let's dive in and start with your brain's secret, number one job. You see, it's not just about thinking or feeling. It's doing something much more fundamental, something that actually dictates the entire course of your life. This is where the story of you really begins. Okay, so here are the three foundational facts. Number one, your brain's main job isn't to react to the world, it's to predict it. It's constantly guessing what's next to keep you safe and efficient. Now, building on that, fact number two is that the thing you call you, your identity, it isn't some fixed, solid truth. It's just your brain's best guess, its forecast for who you're going to be tomorrow. And third, tying it all together, neurologically, the past, the present, and the future, they aren't as separate as you think. They get all jumbled up in some pretty surprising ways. So, what's the big deal? What are the consequences of these three facts? Well, together, they create what we can call the identity trap. This is the mechanism for how that incredibly powerful, predictive brain of yours can accidentally lock you into a loop, preventing the very change you might be looking for. Think about it like this. Before you're about 25, your brain is in full-on exploration mode, right? It's soaking up new experiences, it's mapping out all kinds of potential. But for many people, after 25, the brain kind of decides, okay, I think I've seen enough. I get the picture. And it shifts from exploring potential to running on a fixed prediction of who you are. The software basically gets locked in. And this is the perfect way to picture that trap. Once that prediction of you is set, your nervous system literally becomes a bouncer at the club of your reality. That little thought about starting a new business, if your core identity prediction is, I'm not a risk taker, sorry, it's not getting in. That opportunity for a promotion that requires public speaking, if you're the quiet one, nope, bounced. Your brain actively filters out anything and everything that doesn't fit the established forecast. Now, this is where things get really, really strange. It's because of a neurological quirk called neural parity. Scientists have found that when you, say, remember your childhood classroom, the exact same neurons fire as when you imagine what your retirement might look like. To your brain, remembering and imagining are literally the same process. So think about what this means. The crucial point here is that your brain treats its predictions about the future as if they were memories that just haven't happened yet. And that is why a past trauma or a really powerful expectation can completely reshape your decisions today. Your brain isn't seeing the future, it's projecting a memory onto it, and then it's shaping all of your behavior to make sure you match that memory. I know this might all sound a bit bleak, like we're just stuck, but this is actually where it gets incredibly empowering. See, if the problem is just a prediction, then the solution has nothing to do with trying harder or using more willpower. It's about giving your brain a software update. It's about creating a totally new model for change. And this is why so many self-help methods just don't stick. Trying to push against that bouncer with willpower or repeating mantras or getting a temporary hit of motivation, it's exhausting and it doesn't work long term. You're fighting the system. The only thing that creates lasting change is to go to the source and update the underlying prediction itself. So how do we actually update that prediction? Well, let's borrow a really powerful analogy from quantum mechanics. The idea is this. You don't have a single fixed future just waiting for you out there. Instead, you should think of yourself as existing in a field of possibilities, thousands of plausible futures, each one attached to a slightly different version of you. Imagine your life is like a quantum particle. A particle's path isn't set in stone. Its trajectory only becomes real based on two things: its starting conditions and the forces acting on it. Well, for you, the starting condition is your current identity, and the main force acting on you is your brain's internal prediction. If you change that force, you literally collapse all those other possibilities into a brand new trajectory. And this isn't just some nice metaphor, it's a behavioral reality. So how do you do it? Step 1, you consciously adopt a new identity forecast. You decide on a new me. That new identity will then automatically start to select different actions. Those different actions will allow you to notice opportunities that the old bouncer would have filtered out before. And of course, those new opportunities create entirely new outcomes. Okay, so that's the framework. But how do you actually do it, right? How do you install that update? Well, this brings us to the practical technique, to the neurological how-to for repatterning your reality. Repatterning isn't just a cool idea. It's a real neurological event with measurable consequences. It's the name for what happens when you feed your brain a new internal image that is so vivid, so coherent, and so believable that it rapidly overwrites the old prediction. You see, the fiction circuits in your brain, the parts that simulate reality, they literally cannot tell the difference between a real event and a vividly imagined one. They just respond to the pattern. This is the key to everything. It means a powerful, imagined future can influence your identity even more strongly than a fuzzy memory of your past. And get this, how long does this software update take? It's not months of grinding or years of therapy. The neurological update, that repatterning event itself, can happen in as little as 5 minutes. I mean, think about a moment of intense clarity you've had in your life. It felt life-altering because neurologically, it was. Let me tell you a quick story. Imagine a person at a fork in the road. Same life, same circumstances, same everything. In one timeline, their identity is based on their history, so they make the familiar, safe choice they always make. But in the other timeline, nothing external changes, but they've just spent 5 minutes updating their internal prediction. The moment that internal forecast changes, everything downstream shifts, almost automatically. They stop assuming they'll be ignored, they stop assuming that conflict is a danger. And so, the email they were always too scared to send, it gets sent. The difficult conversation they've been avoiding, it happens. The boundary they used to swallow gets spoken clearly. And because of that, new opportunities appear that literally did not exist for them in the other timeline. That new identity acts as a new force, collapsing the entire field of future probabilities into a new stable and completely different timeline. You are literally pulling a different future into your present reality just by changing the prediction. And this is what that reorganization looks like. Before the shift, the future is this wide open field of potential. It's kind of fuzzy. But after you decisively choose and embody a new identity prediction, the old potential timelines, they just fade away. They become irrelevant. And the new trajectory becomes your stable, predictable reality. So the instruction, the big takeaway from all of this, is actually incredibly simple, but it's really profound. Once you have glimpsed that other possibility, once you've felt what that other version of you is like, the most important thing you can possibly do is this. Don't come back as the same prediction. Because, even in just listening to this, the conditions have changed. Your system has already selected a new state. The field has already started to reorganize. The final step is just simple awareness. The only thing left for you to do is notice which version of you is at the wheel right now.